Yeah, now I guess Legos have taken over from that. But it was very interesting talking about some of these toys at the Bond today. We happened to mention Legos, and one of the senior citizens said, "What are Legos?" So if you ask the young children what are Lincoln Logs, they look at you with a blank stare.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, what are Legos? You get a blank stare also. Okay, there is also, we have some friction toys. Could you tell us a bit about the friction toys?
Oh, these are all wind up.
Oh, these are wind up. Oh,
Wind
show
up
us how
toy.
they wind up. We'll put Teddy back.
And he's going to keep...
Line them up and they go. And they go into every... And this, mothers used to love it, and dogs used to hate it, because the dogs thought they were coming after them all the time.
Oh, that's cute.
So whatever they would show here on radio, they'd make it into something from the Lone Ranger or Superman. They had Roy Roger on a horse, and he'd rock back and forth after you'd wind him up. They had Superman around the big building where he worked, and you wind him up, and he'd go around the building. So they had so many wind-up toys, and the kids would always enjoy them, except also the sisters that had long hair. The boys would put it near the sisters' hair, and Mama would have to cut their hair off. That I didn't know.
That's cute.
What about this? That's a Land Rover.
That's another wind-up toy. That would spin around, and you could make believe that it's flying.
Oh, my God, look at
But
that.
you'd have to lift it up to make it fly. Well, that's using your imagination, and I guess this one also.
Well, that one is just manpower. Mm-hmm.
Very good. And
That's
Karen,
cute.
I think you have some toys there that you can show us. Is that a friction bus?
No.
That's
that's
just like you
bus.
pretend
Pretend
bus,
on the-
like
on the-
your little cars
Yeah.
would be.
Right.
They just ride around. Then we have an old truck over there.
There's a truck.
And then we have a
tow truck.
wind-up spaceship.
Oh.
If you wind him up, the top will go around.
Oh, let's-
Is it, or that's friction?
That's friction.
Friction. Push him. Push him, and the top goes around.
Right into battle.
Right into the spaceman.
Wow. Really, these toys, they make you, whatever your age is, you become child again.
Child,
You
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You do.
And years back, they made the toys to last. As
Yes.
you can see how
Like,
heavy they
look
are.
at this. This
And
was
they're
made to
out of
last.
Heavy.
Not heavy, but made to last.
Still.
Made to last.
Yeah,
The
right.
paint comes off, but they're still here.
Isn't that really something? Huh.
And now
Look at that bus. You think, just imagine that you are going somewhere, bus will take you. Where do you want to go?
That's using your imagination.
Yes.
Karen.
And that's the name of the game, is use your imagination.
Okay, and you're pointing to something else?
how about the jigsaw puzzle?
Well, yeah, we can talk about that.
They were first made in 1767.
Could you hold it up?
Here. This was made in, no, this wasn't made, but it is a thing of the jigsaw puzzles. And when they were first made, they were they weren't interlocking as this is interlocking. And they were made by John Spilsbury, a teacher in England. He created the first jigsaw puzzle in the year 1767. Adhering to his maps, the flat hardwood he used a fine saw to cut along the borders of the European countries, and the jigsaw puzzle was born. And then later on, they made them that they were interlocking, and this is how it goes, and that's...
And you know, nowadays they have the 3D
Yes.
puzzles, and they are horrendous. I have a cousin that has 3D constructions, and it takes forever to do it, but she has, I think, the Capitol of the United States, the Empire State Building, and she has them downstairs on an old ping pong table. And I said, what are you going to do with them? She says, I don't know. You just make them. But you just don't take them apart. I'm looking at that gun over there. What is that? Don't
This-
point it at me.
This was the Ringling Brothers, and you bought it at the circus, I imagine. And it doesn't do anything but make noise.
Noise, and years back, like a spark would come out. It's really dark, a
I
spark
bet
would come
mothers
out.
loved this.
Anything that makes noise.
Anything that makes noise. When my kids were little, I totally refused to buy them anything that made noise. I couldn't stand it.
Pet cats would run and hide.
Yes. Oh, I couldn't stand the noise. It's like a set of drums. You couldn't. My kids had them.
I know. Well, there's a lot of things that parents have to put up with.
Yes.
And
yes.
for kids especially, it is because being a soldier in their imagination is such the biggest game, you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they are trying to
Hey, over there, over there.
That's it.
Shoot the space guys.
Now you have these. What are these now?
These are
yes.
tops. You used to put a piece of string around them, and then pull the string, and they would spin around. No, under point like this. And some people got good enough where they'd get them and they'd spin on their hands. So we have 3 sizes of the tops. And also, to use your imagination, the kids used to take either a penny and pitch it across the line to see who would get the closest to the line, would get the penny, but more often they'd use trading cards. The Superman, the Lone Ranger, baseball trading cards, and they'd flip them. And whoever would get closest to the line would gather all the trading cards, and they were very important. And now if you have the trading cards, they're a lot more important.
It's almost like when you were talking about going home with a bag full of looted marbles. You could go home with your trading cards.
Or pennies.
Okay. Well, toys, as we said, do encourage the imagination, and they prompt a child to think, to get along socially with people around them, and to stimulate the natural talents that they have. And there were certain people, I always like to close with quotes from famous people, and we have Rousseau, who said, "The world of reality has its bounds, but the world of imagination is boundless." And then Albert Einstein echoed that when he said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world."
Wow.
But Joseph Joubert said, "He who has imagination without learning has wings and no feet." So we need all to compete. Thank you so much for joining us, and may God bless you all.